when we wrote that song. We were out in the middle of nowhere in Falmouth, Kentucky, and we decided to have this songwriter retreat. And it was me and Noah Smith and Michael Moeller and Brandon Gray, and we got there because it had been months of a lockdown, right? And the only time we got to be in a room and see each other's faces was like through Zoom. And I don't know if you're a songwriter in this room, maybe you hate writing on Zoom as much as I do. I don't like it. So I was chomping at the bit to be around people because I'm an introvert, believe it or not. And God thought it was really funny to put me on stage in front of people every week. But truth of the matter is I'm an introvert. So when everything shut down, I thought, you know what? This is going to be the best time of my life. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to be around anybody. But that's actually not what happened. It just magnified all the problems I ever had because I was forced to be in a room with them. And all this mental stuff that was going on, all this grief that I thought I had gotten through, it started to find its way out. And we were sitting in this room in Falmouth, Kentucky, 4 guys. I knew Brandon Gray from before, but I didn't really get to know him until that day. And we're sitting around this table, and we're all trying to figure out what we're going to write about. And we started with this little idea: people like me need people like you, because that's what we were feeling. The world was kind of in chaos. There were riots happening. It was an election year, so all this crazy stuff was going on. Everybody was at each other's throats because they'd been cooped up for months, and they had been forced to be the same way I was with their thoughts and their feelings and their hurts. And then all of a sudden that was unleashed, and people were angry, and they took it out on each other. But most of the time they took it out on each other on like Facebook and Instagram, and they like typed it, and then they were like, "Yeah, man, I got all this out, and now everybody knows how I feel." But the truth of the matter is that doesn't ever fix anything. It's never changed anything in my life. The only time we move forward is when we all get in a room together like this, and you get to know my heart, and I get to know your heart. Right? You get to know my perspective. I get to know your perspective. We don't have to agree on everything in this world. We don't have to agree on politics. We don't have to agree on religion to get along, to get in a room together and feel these moments together like we did tonight. We don't have to do that. And we were sitting around this table and we started writing this song. And what I haven't told those guys is in my head, I had a person in mind when I was writing this song. He's somebody that, changed my whole life. When I was 13, I was just some kid that was angry at the world, not telling anybody about it. My dad had died when I was 9, and I was just shoving it down. And I was working this week at church camp, angry at God, so mad at what he had done to me. Such a selfish way to think about it. But really, God was making good out of it. He's putting people in my path all these times to try to get me through what I was going through. And he put this little kid in a bunk next to me. And the dean of that week said, "This is going to be your camper for the week." It was a special needs week. And he sent me this kid named Ryan. And Ryan loved me unconditionally that whole week. He taught me everything I ever wanted to know about love, about faith, about forgiveness. Because Ryan's brother Sam was there, and he's in a wheelchair. And my best friend Tony was the guy taking care of Sam. But we went to the pool that week. And I was like, we're going to get Sam in the pool because he loves to swim. And I'm carrying Sam. He's got floaties on. I'm holding him in my arms. And I kind of dropped him, and he went under the water a little bit, and I was like, I'm fired. I'm 13. Somebody let me have control of these kids, man. And that was a horrible idea. And I thought, I'm going to pull him out of the water, and they're going to hate me for this. And Ryan just laughed at me. And 2 seconds later, he's hugging me, and Sam's laughing. And they just showed me so much grace in that moment. And I learned everything that day that I needed to know about people and how to treat people. People are going to mess up. We're human beings. But we need people to love us through it. And we need to get in rooms and have perspectives and have different perspectives and have conversations that are hard. Because it's why I'm still alive. There were times in my life I didn't want to be alive. And people like Ryan made sure that I stayed around. And he's here tonight. He's my biggest fan in the world.
Yep.
Yes.
So this one's for you, Ryan.
Yes, pal.
This is called People Like Me Need People Like You.
Yeah.
I wrote it with Michael Moeller, Noah Smith, Brandon Gray. People like me need people like you. When I'm telling white lies, your love stays true. And out of all the many, you're one of the few. People like me need people like you. People like me need people like you. There's no finer thing than a point of view. When I'm seeing red, you'll see it blue. People like me need people like you. And all the problems in this great big world spinning us around like a tilt-a-whirl. There's one thing we can hold on to. People like me need people like you. People like me need people like you. When it's 2 a.m. and you say I'm through. When the morning comes and I'm licking my wounds. People like me need people like you. And all the problems in this great big world spinning us around like a tilt-a-whirl. There's one thing we can hold on to. People like me need people like you. Hey Ryan, come up here, man. Grab that mic. Want to sing his last chorus with me?
Yes, pal.
And all the problems in this great big world spinning us around like a tilt-a-whirl. There's one thing we can hold on to. People like me need people like you. People like me need people like you. People like
Me.
This is my buddy Ryan Brackey, man. Thank y'all so much. Corey Comer, come up next. Stick around. Love y'all.
So good.